What's up everybody, Adam here with eTrailer. Today we're going to be taking a look at the C.E. Smith carpeted Johnboat Bunk board. This is going to be for your boat trailers, basically just giving us another little bit of support on the front end of our boat. The nice thing about this is it's going to fit trailer frames from 2 inches all the way up to 3 inches. And basically you just got to measure to see how thick your stuff is. And with this, it's just going to give us a little bit more support. So it's about 24 inches long. So if your boat bunks kind of come all the way up to it, you can kind of frame it in just to make it half of a box to kind of give your boat just a nice little channel to go through. There are a lot of different adjustments that you can do with it. You can notice all those holes on the sides. So those holes can be used to raise it up or lower it down, just depending on what you're really working with. It kind of goes from boat to boat, really. So we can lift it from 5.5 inches from our trailer tongue all the way up to 8 inches. All of the hardware is galvanized steel, so if this boat trailer sees water, which typically they do, you don't have to worry about it rusting away over time. The hardware is included, and it is covered with our carpet, which is great. I just don't like having to do that. It's just one other extra step that you really don't have to do. With this, you know, it's just gonna give us another little spot for us to feel whenever we're loading up our boat, so we know exactly if we're in the best spot to start loading up and stuff. There really isn't a whole lot to this. Just make sure it works with your trailer tongue, and then make sure that the distance from the top of your trailer tongue to the bottom of your boat where you want that support is in between 5.5 to 8 inches. All in all, it's extremely simple to install. It literally took me maybe 2 minutes. So if you're looking for something that's quick and easy and you just need a little bit more support, this is going to be a good option for you. We have a lot of different bunks here as well, so if you're building a new trailer, you can grab this, or if you're just kind of adding it on like we're doing here, it's going to do great for all sorts of different types of boats, flat bottoms, John boats, or even some of your jet skis as well. So if you got a trailer and you need a little bit more support, this will do it for you. If you want to see how quick the install is, just stick around and we're going to show you. First, let's put these brackets on. So we're going to have 2 pieces of hardware. We're going to have this one, which is the longer bolt, and that's going to be for 3-inch tubing. And then we're going to have the shorter bolts. It's going to be for 2-inch. But of course, we're not going to use the smaller ones because this is a 3-inch tongue. So you can go ahead and put the extra hardware that you're not going to use away. So that's basically what we're going to be doing. So now what I'm going to do is kind of mock this up. I'm going to put it at its highest setting, which seems like it's going to have to be that, really. So I think that's what we're going to do. So let's kind of line these up. Make sure you're using the right holes for each. So second from the top, second from the top. Let that kind of sit. Stay. Okay, and then we'll take the other one and go down low through the other side. And once that's done, you guys can see on the other side what we're going to do. We're going to take our washer and then our nylon lock nut. I'm going to thread that on. I'm not really going to tighten these down, really. I'm just going to keep it nice and loose until we get it all positioned right. And now that that's done, this should stay up there. And then what we're going to want to do is we can take the rest of our bunk, and basically we just have these little brackets here. We're going to take our little carriage bolt, go in just like that, slide it up on our bunk for both sides. And all this hardware comes with the kit, which is nice. And once that's on there, we have 2 different holes we can pick from. So I'm going to do the wider set of holes, place that through, adjust this one a little bit, just like that. And then we kind of want to get it to where it's nice and centered. So it'll be a good time to grab the measuring tape and just make sure there's an even distance on each side from the brackets. So if you were to do that, just measure from here to here and make sure that's the same on both sides. So once that's done, we have 2 more nylon lock nuts. Again, I'm just going to kind of just loosely install those on both sides, like that. Get these brackets nice and straight. And then what we can do is kind of just slide this thing back right where it starts to hit. And then we're just going to have our little screws here, and we're going to put 2 on this bracket. So 1 here, 1 on the other side, and then over here, the same exact deal. And all you need for that is just a Phillips head to screw those in. For our nylon lock nuts, all we're going to need is a 9/16 socket to tighten those up. And you're probably going to want to get a deep well because we're starting to bottom out a little bit. So I'll tighten those up with that later. But now you're going to need both a socket that's 9/16 and a wrench. Just going to put that on there. And now that it's positioned and pushed back as far as we want it, to where it's really supporting the underneath of this, like that. Once it's in position, take our wrench, and tighten these up. There we go. Make sure everything's nice and tight. It's not going anywhere, so we are done. It's that simple. So they want us to put screws in the back as well, but they're lined up with the front screws, so they're actually going to kind of hit. So what you can do, if you have a 3-inch tongue, you can actually use this bolt that comes with it to feed it through, and then all you have to do is just grab another nylon lock nut for each bolt, because we only get 4 with the kit. So if that's the case, you don't have to grab another bolt, but if you do have a 2-inch tongue and you have the longer hardware, it's going to be a little too long and there's not going to be enough threads on there. So I would suggest just grabbing another bolt. I know some of you guys who bought this did that anyway, but just to give you a quick tip, if you got some bolts laying around, it's going to be a little bit better than those screws. And that'll do it for a look at the C.E. Smith carpeted Johnboat Bunk board. And I'm Adam with eTrailer.